Many of these liberal universities are really seminaries for a new religion, and they're doing an incredibly good job of giving that generation deep belief in foundational ideas that provide a lens through which to see all of reality. And if you don't see it as a religion, if you don't see understand it as a false religion, then you become incredibly helpless. If you think that you're sending your children to a neutral place when you send them to a liberal university, and then you're shocked that they come back indoctrinated by a false religion, then you're being very naive about the nature of what's happening. So college has been hijacked, really to sterilize the next generation and indoctrinate them in this new ideology. We are sterilizing them through debt, sterilizing them through promiscuity, sterilizing them through career based status, sterilizing them through anti family ideology, sterilizing them through a vision of freedom rooted in impulsive hedonism. This, this is what is happening to this generation. And this is why you're going to see the fertility rates just continue to plummet because there's no value for life in this religion. That religion, that ideology that's erupting and is spreading like a contagion or a virus within these universities is going to destroy our ability to have any motivation or any moral foundation for why it's a good thing to have families. So, what do we do about this? One of the things I think we need to really recognize as Christian families is we must take responsibility for our kids' education instead of forcing our kids to align with confused peers or with these kinds of faculty members. Right? We have to be aware that when we send graduates out into these different places, they're likely to be indoctrinated in these kinds of lies. There's a lot of things we can do differently. We must think much more strategically about what we're investing in when our children get to be this age. And there are lots of alternatives to sending our kids to liberal seminaries in order for them to be indoctrinated in a false religion. We really need to think about, obviously, there are Christian colleges like this woman describes her son went to. We can send our kids into mission experiences. I think that Paul, describes in 1 Corinthians 7, one of the wonderful things about being single is living this undivided life. I wanted each of my kids to experience what that was like, to be immersed in a Christian community that is on mission for the kingdom of God. I think that this is the perfect time for our kids to experience that. And if you're so petrified that your kids are going to get behind somehow in their ability to provide, I just encourage you guys to really trust the Lord in these areas. There's lots of things we can do to also help our kids. And part of what we've done is really encourage our kids to get into much more entrepreneurial efforts to start businesses with our family team instead of selling their services to other families. So this is we're constantly trying to understand what can we do as a family to help our kids get on a path where they're able to get married, establish a deep, lasting covenant with their spouse, have children early and often, and be completely dedicated to the kingdom of God. This is possible, but man, it requires us to sidestep this trap that this woman describes in this thread. And I really encourage all of you guys listening to this. We can do better. We can really understand how to help our kids through this.